Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be going over a little bit of goniometry, measuring of the joints, and I'm going to do a couple measurements of active range of motion measurements on the ankle, the knee, and the hip joint. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to do the ankle joint, and I'm going to do dorsiflexion of the ankle. So for our starting position, you want it to be about neutral, or at about 90 degrees. You're going to take your goniometer, you're going to put the axis just on the lateral malleolus. The stationary arm is going to go straight up even with the fibula, and the movement arm is going to be in line with the metatarsals. And so what I'm going to have her do is I'm going to have her pull her foot or pull her toes up towards her as far as she can. She can do that now. And I'm going to line that up with the metatarsals again. Ideally, you could make a pin mark or something. And I got about 27 degrees there. And you're always going to want to measure bilaterally, and we're always going to want to measure on the lateral side of the body. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Get her ankle at about 90. Find that malleolus, make sure I'm straight up here. And I'm going to have her flat, or pull her toes up towards her. Okay. And on that one, I got about 19. Now we're going to do plantar flexion, which is pointing the foot down or pushing on the gas pedal. Again, we're going to start with her foot neutral. Put the goniometer in the same place. And I'm going to have her push her foot down as far as she can. Line it up with that metatarsal. And on that one, I got about 56.
Is that normal?
And then I'm going to measure bilaterally once again. I'm going to start at neutral, find that malleolus. Straight, thank you. Make sure everything's lined up and have her push.
Yeah.
Push down. Line up with the metatarsals. And on that, I got about 60 on that one. Now the next one I'm going to do is we're going to do knee extension. And so for knee extension, I'm going to have her scoot back. And I'm going to have her put her feet up on some kind of support. So we're going to be able to let her knee hang there and measure her in extension. Okay, so what we're going to do is, to start, we're going to straighten the knees. Make sure they're straight, and ideally you'd want them to have shorts. You're going to try to find the midline of the joint right here in the middle, and that's where your axis is going to be. We're going to want to bring her into neutral, bring her right about 0 degrees. We want to be straight down the fibula and straight up the femur. And then once she's there, we're going to have her do active extension and extend her knee as much as she can. So push your knee down. We're going to stabilize the arms and just let the axis fall. So she has quite a bit of hyperextension. That's about 10 degrees right there. And as always, we're going to measure bilaterally. Same thing on the other leg. We're going to try to get her to about 0. Line her up. And then we're going to have her drop her knee. I got about 9 on that one. Now the next one we're going to do knee flexion. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to have her turn over on her stomach.
Which way?
Actually, she can stay on her back. You can do it on your stomach or you can stay on your back.
Should I lay down?
Yes, you're gonna be laid down for this one. And so an easy way to start, since we know what 0 degrees is, we can bring her up here and we can just start her at 90. So get our stationary arm right here with the femur. We want to put her right at about 90. Make sure we're in line with the fibula, in line with the femur. And then I'm going to have her bring her foot down as far as she can into flexion. Just like that. I'm going to measure it. We got about 43 degrees there, plus the 90, about 133 degrees. I'm gonna go measure on the other side. Same thing, we can start up at 90, because we know where 0 is. Start right at 90, and then have her flex her knee as far as she can. Good. Got about the same on that one too. I got 135 on that one. Now the last joint that we're going to measure is we're going to measure the hip. We're going to measure hip flexion for our last movement. So we're going to keep her in a supine position. Again, we can start with her foot, with her leg up here, because we know where 0 is. We know what 0 looks like. On this one, we're going to have the fulcrum right about the greater trochanter in line with the femur, and we want the stationary arm to go straight up her torso. And so now what I'm going to have her do is I'm going to have her pull her knee towards her chest as far as she can, and that's what I'm going to measure. So, all right, and she has this nice seam line right here. That's easy for me to line up. They go straight down her leg. So for that one, I got about 118 degrees of hip flexion. And as always, we're going to measure bilaterally. So I'm going to have her bring this leg up, find that greater trochanter, line everything up, and go into flexion. Very good. On that one, I got about 120. So that was just a few goniometry measurements. Thank you.